Hi guys, so today we're going to work on 5 side control escapes. Okay, depending on where our top person puts their arms, where their body weight is, we'll have to adjust our escape based on that. The first one is the basic shrimp. Before I use the partner, a lot of times you'll see people shrimp and kind of push their arms like this. I don't ever push my hands. What I do is I keep my elbows close, put it to my hip here, or if my person's on their knees, I'll put it to their hip. And I'm trying to get my elbow to my knee, so I'm gonna frame it inside and scoop my hip away until I can create this shield. Once this frame is in place, this shin will be used on them to move my head away far enough to be able to re-guard. Okay, so it looks similar to this. Okay, and this works for gi or no gi, you guys. So he has his head close. I'm gonna swing my arm in front. I like to have my hand over the back of his shoulder. So that way, if it's in front of his shoulder, he can actually put his arm over the top and wrist lock me, right? So I like it over the back of the shoulder here, so that the harder he pushes, the harder my forearm drives into his neck. This arm, I don't want it over the top of his leg. Bring this leg close. If it happens to be over the top and I can't get my elbow in front, I can do a little trick where I bump this way and then bring it back in. I like to have my hand here as well, and I'm trying to bring this elbow, my right elbow, to my right knee, okay? Always the one closest, never the top side, okay? They're gonna just smash that side, so I want the bottom one. I'm gonna scoot away or shrimp my hip until my shin down there can get in front of him, okay? And once it's in front of him, then I can use that to move my body away. So I'm not moving him so much as myself. So once I'm in front, I move myself away from him, and now I can either re-guard or from here start attacking this arm, okay? So that's the first one. Number 2, it's the same principle for this hand. I want this in front, but maybe I can't quite push him away for whatever reason, okay? I'm gonna take this hand and I swim down and I grab, if he's wearing pants, I'll grab his pants right here, palm up, and I lock my elbow. If he's not, I kind of put my thumb right in that crease where his knee is, and I hang on to the upper part of his calf, and then I essentially play dead. So once he starts to do anything else, he'll start to knee on belly, I just recover guard, and I just shove it between my legs right there, okay? And now I'm at least in half guard, and I can work from there. So that's number 1 and 2. Number 3 is as he's passing, I want to, when I realize like I can no longer retain guard and he's gonna pass, I'll take my top arm and I pin it in between my legs like this, okay? So I kind of hide it here. So that way, when he goes to pass, he has to accept the fact that he missed the underhook. He doesn't have it. Now, if I do this, it's not wrong, but there's a tiny little space where he can pry that open, okay? And make sure that he gets the side control. So if I do this, he has to try his best to swim in here, and I'm just not gonna give that to him, and it's gonna be really hard for him to take from me. So he has to go over the top. Okay, now he's still in an okay position, but if I react fairly quickly and I can stay on my side, I can bump with my bicep here, so I hit this way, and now I like to switch my hips. Instead of trying to get up, I bump and I switch my hips, and now I can go down and start wrestling at his legs, okay? So that's number 3. Number 4, he has the underhook. He gets the underhook. And this time, instead of being able to shrimp, I can't get my hand in front of his head, so I'm stuck with my arm over the top of his neck. Okay, now I don't want this too much. This is not ideal for me, but if I'm stuck here, I'm okay. I don't want my hand here this time because I want my arms to work together. So I'm gonna take this hand now, because this one's on this side of his body, and swim it to this side of his body, okay? And now like a forklift, I'm gonna kind of chuck him this way over my head. Now, of course, he's gonna be big and strong and not move, right? So by that level of reaction, I'm gonna end up being the one to move. So I bump my chest, hit him with my arms, and I slide myself out that way. So I bump, slide. Now in this case, I can't go towards his legs because my arm is stuck. So I have to go towards his head, okay? And when I go to get up towards his head, I wanna grab his chin. There's several submissions I can do. There's Darce chokes, there's guillotines, loop chokes if you S&P, lots of stuff. So I'll just show you that one more time. So I have it here, I swim my arm to the other side, and I'm gonna bump that way and shoot myself that way. Turn and get up to the head, okay? Now number 5 is, I'm trying to do number 1. I'm trying to shrimp just like regular, but he switches his hand and blocks my hip and starts making me go the other way. So in this case, I'm gonna push him away, but I'm gonna push with the far hand. I don't wanna push with this hand because he'll be able to attack that arm pretty easily. So I push with the far hand and I hide the close hand. Now I want my feet closed, and I'm gonna step over. Now, if I just lay on my side, he'll take my back, okay? Or even if I go up on my head, he'll take my back, okay? So what I need to do is, as soon as I get a little bit of space here, I'm gonna lift my hip and duck my head at the same time so that I hide as much of my shoulder and back as I can. So as soon as I create that space, duck, lift, and now I create a big wide net and recover wherever he is, okay? If he tries to chase me, sometimes he'll end up in like a triangle, things like that. So I'm trying to push, I can't. He goes here, step, lift, and then just right back to guard, okay? So those are 5 side control escapes. There's several others, obviously. Lots of little details you can kind of work with inside there, but that gives you the basic idea of those 5 escapes, okay?